Hi, everyone. Welcome to the session. We're back to learning, improving, repeating, rehearsing, and doing all kinds of English-related things. If you're not speaking, could you please mute your microphone? Because we don't have many people joining today, your microphones are basically, you're able to unmute yourself. So everyone else who isn't talking, please mute yourself. You know, this is a general rule, right? We live in a new we live in new times. We live in new era that had kind of started unfolding, accelerating with the pandemic. We have new ethics. Biraz etikadan danışaq da. Misal üçün artıq yeni etika qaydalar var, hansı ki pandemiya ilə belə deyim, möhkəmləndi, hətta bəziləri yenidən yarandı. Bizim əvvəlcədən belə bir etik qaydalarımız yox idi ki, siz hansı bir sessiyaya girəndə, dərsə girəndə mikrofonlarınızı mute eləməliydiniz. Heç kəsin bu ağlına gəlməzdi. Mən də eyni hamının içində. Amma artıq necə ki biz bir yerə giririk, salam deyirik, eyni də when we enter a mass session, a session which has more than 1 or 2 or 3 people, we have to unmute because we always have certain noise going on. Bizdən aslı olaraq olmayaraq. Move stuff, we pick up our phone, the window is open, someone comes in, you know, we get the messages and stuff. So in order, as a courtesy, there's a very good word in English. I don't know whether you saw this word ever. Some of you probably saw it. Let me just real quick check the spelling if I'm not making the mistake. The word courtesy. Yes, it's a correct spelling. I'm going to put it in the chat. The word courtesy means başqa insana hörmətlə yanaşmaq. There is, for example, you, and there is like someone else. When you have, maybe if you fly on the plane, some of you probably saw it in the lavatory, in the restroom. And in the restroom, it says, as a sign of, please wipe the sink as a sign of courtesy. Başqa insanlar girəndə onlara hörmət naminə elə bir ki, rakvinanın içini salfetka ilə silin ki, heç kəsə belə pis təsir eləməsin. So it's a courtesy. So we have, it's amazing, it's an amazing time in which we have new kinds of, you know, rules of ethics, new signs of courtesy that we have to show. One of the signs of courtesy is, you know, switching off your microphone, but you can always switch it on if you have something to say. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. I hope you don't mind this little kind of a lecture. But it's so fascinating. It's so fascinating. Think about it. When my mom was young, or when my grandma was young, it was completely okay that someone could just knock on the door and say, "Salam, bizə qonaq gəldi." It was completely fine. And I would sit at my grandma's place and the door would knock and say, "Ay, salam, necəsiz, gəlin falan." And I would just, even being a child, I would be like, wow, they didn't call, they just came. And my mom would say, yes, of course, it's inappropriate to call. Aslında onda ayıb idi zəng vurmaqda ki, biz gəlirik. Gəlin, yemək pişirin bizə, biz gəlirik. Elə bir şey yox idi. İnsanlar sadəcə gəlirdi. Qapını dördü gəlirdi. Nowadays, imagine yourself, your what do you call, your generation of people who was like 18, 35, I don't know, 40. Hətta da 40 yaşında insanlar artıq bu, yəni ki, absurd səslənir ki, kimsə qapını döyüb gələ bilər də. I mean, very close people, but because we have this thing, you know, the whole reality has changed and we have to kind of change with it. Hello. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Today, we're going to speak about a very cool topic. I think it's a very useful one, and I hope you're going to enjoy and learn. Please be active, use the chat box, and let's start. I want to ask you guys, have you heard about conditionals? Probably some of you have, if you've been, let's say, researching English language, if you've been, you know, trying to learn the grammar, if you've been attending certain courses at some point of your life, you probably heard something called conditionals. If you have heard of it, could you please plus in the chat? Just put a plus. No need to write what it is, how it is. Just a plus. All right, couple of people, good. Well, then, everyone else who haven't heard about what conditionals are, okay, pluses are increasing, cool. For those who know what conditionals are, this is going to be a good rehearsal practice for you. And for those who don't know what conditionals are, it's going to be a class in which you can learn what it is. Isn't that great? Yay. All right, claim your conditionals. Now, guys, sometimes some people who are not Azeri speakers join the session. So I'll try to make the session more in English than in Azeri. So if you don't understand something, just write in the chat box, I didn't understand. Don't text me privately. You can just text it in the general chat and I will try to help. Okay, so guys, conditionals are basically the structures that are built upon if or if or what kind of sentence. It's basically the sentence structures starts with if or what. Sorry, if or when, not what. If or when. If I do this, you do that. If I do this, you will do that. If I were, blah, blah, blah, you would, vesaire. Now, we will get into details right now, but I would like to tell you that there are 4 types of conditionals in English, and all of them are very useful. All 4 are used. For example, if you speak Azerbaijani, or you speak Russian, you always use them. For example, Azerbaycanca belə deyərik. Mən səhər tez duranda gümrah oluram. Görürsünüz necə lazımlı. It's a very necessary type of sentence structure. Or sən gəlsən, bir yerə bir şey eləyərik, yaxşı. Bir şeyə baxarıq bir yerdə. For example, this is another, bu fərqli conditionaldır. Fərqlidir. The third one, ayda milyoner olsaydım neler eləyərdim. Özümə qəşəng bir ev alardım. Bu başqa conditionaldır. And another one, sən mənə desəydin mən belə eləməzdim. Sənə görə oldu. That's a 4th type of conditional. So all of them are very useful, as you can see. And conditional is kind of from the word condition. Hansısa bir vəziyyətdən elə bir ki vəziyyət, condition, some kind of condition. Okay, let's see what the conditions are. I want to see the chat box, guys. You keep texting, or if this were pluses. Yeah, there are also mixed conditionals. We're not going to touch upon mixed conditionals today. Only we're going to speak about the conventional conditionals. Because mixed conditionals is a big topic and it's a little bit biraz belə çaşdırıcı bir mövzudur. Ona görə let's just go with the traditional conditionals, okay? So the zero conditional, zero conditional. Zero conditional is a general state of something. Condition yoktu. It's like not like there's no condition, it's a very general state of affairs. It always happens, or it happens very frequently or not. It always happens, it happens usually. But usually, always kind of things fall under this category, general, zero conditional. Misallara gedəcəyik, hələ ki struktur fikirləşin ki, something, for example, if you water your plants, they grow. Gülləri sulursa yəni ki böyüyəcək də ev, nə bilim, bitkiləri. Bu yəni faktdır da, bir faktdır. Bu zero conditional. Okay, conditional number 1 is situational. It's not always, it's not usually. It has to do with a certain situation. And it happens during certain times, certain conditions, certain situation. Okay? Misal üçün, işə geciksəm, müdür məni danlayacaq. Hər gün danlayır mı? Yox. Ama bir gün danlayacaq çünki bir gün görüş var. Bu artıq birinci conditionaldır. Konkret bir vəziyyətdən danışır. Okay? Second conditional is kind of imaginary. It has nothing to do with a certain particular situation from about the real life. And it's definitely not general. It's something that might happen, but probably won't. Belə yadınızda saxlayın. Baş tuta bilər, amma yəqin ki tutmaz. Baş tutası bir şey deyil, belə deyək. Misal üçün, yenə uşaq olsaydım, əla olardı, falan şey eləyərdim, nə bilim, neyniyərdim. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be a child anymore. Yeah, it's an imagination. Or Amerikan prezidenti olsaydım başka cürə işləri qurardım misal üçün. You will probably never become an president of the United States, but you kind of, entertain the idea. This is the second conditional. And the third conditional is something that can never happen again because it already happened. I mean, something similar can happen in the future, but this one is all about the past. It's about regret. So the third conditional is about regret. Peşmançılıq barədedir. Sen bunu eləsəydin, mən falan şey eləyərdim. Sen mənə desəydin, mən belə eləməzdim. Okay. Now let's go one by one. Do you guys have any questions so far? So far, so good? İndiki ağlım olsaydı, ay sağ ol. İndiki ağlım olsaydı, hansı conditional var bu? İndiki ağlım olsaydı. Well, it can actually be second or third. It can be third, it can be second as well. İndiki ağlım olsaydı, ola bilsin ki özümə bir qəşəng bağ evi alardım. Ola bilər ki, o indiki ağıl qaydar da, yəni. Bir də var, konkret hansı vəziyyətdən danışırıq. Yəni, konkret vəziyyətdən indiki ağlım olsaydı, mən ona başqa cürə cavab verərdim. O başqa. Çünki o vəziyyət уже yoxdur, cavab vermək mümkün deyil. Düzdür, artıq o vəziyyət qutardı. Biri də var, mən deyirəm ki, indiki ağlım olsaydı, o vaxtki ağlım olsaydı, ya nəsə də belə bir şey. Gələcəkdən bir plan qurursunuz. Elə bir keçmişdən heç bir əlaqəsi yoxdur. İndiki ağlım olsaydı, özümə bir ev alardım. Bilməm, belə demək olar yoxsa yox, amma əgər gələcəkdə baş tuta biləcək bir şeydən danışırıqsa, ikinci conditionaldır. Keçmişdən danışırıqsa, onda üçüncü conditional. It depends. Actually, you can use both. Okay, let's now practice a little bit. With the general, which is a zero conditional. It's a general state of affairs. I will give an example. If I wake up early in the morning, I am cranky. Do you guys know what cranky means? Cranky. Cranky means əsəbi. Mənə söz demə. Necə deyirlər Azərbaycanda? Söz demə düşər? Dəyməz düşər. Nəsə belə bir söz var. Əsəbi, ay sağ ol. Yes. Now I want you to create your conditional. So what happens? So you just choose this if you, özünüzü seçin. If I da değil. If you demeyin, if I diyeceksiniz. Ben prosto size göre hazırladım, ona göre it says if you. So you say if I, and then you have to create the rest of your sentences. You can do 2 or 3, as much as you want. If I, what? Wake up early in the morning, what happens? If I don't have a breakfast, what happens? Maybe you will say if I don't have breakfast, I'm great. Belki böyle diyeceksiniz. Belki maybe you don't like breakfast in the morning. If you skip your lunch, what happens? If you don't make a to-do list, burada tir olmalı. A to-do list, what happens? If you go to bed early, what happens? And if you play too much on your phone, on my phone, artık yazdı burada. On my phone, what happens? Go for it. Okay, I'm waiting for your sentences, guys. I still don't see the right structure. I'm going to turn back for a sec. I want you to pay attention to the structure. Struktura fikir verin. Burada hardasa will görürsünüz. Ben burada will görmürəm. Will zat yoxdur burada. If I wake up early in the morning, I'm cranky. Harda da will. Ay sağ ol. This I already like. This I like. If I wake up early in the morning, I do exercise. Bax, budur söhbət. Mən səhər adətən sözünü, görürsünüz, usually yazmışam burada. I put this usually for not for no reason. There's a reason for this usually. Adətən deyəncək gələcək zaman demirsiniz axı. Demirsiniz ki, mən adətən tez duranda mən adətən tez duranda səhərlər gimnastika eləyəcəm. Elə demirsiniz də, düzü deyirsiniz, mən səhərlər adətən tez duranda gimnastika eləyirəm. But burada da eynidir. If I wake up early in the morning, I do some workout, for example. If I don't have breakfast, I feel tired the whole day. Niye burada present continuous istifadə edirsiniz? It doesn't have to have present continuous. It's just, if I don't have breakfast in the morning, I feel tired. Bax belə. If I attend this lesson, I learn a lot. Okay, great. If I don't make a to-do list, my house will be messy. Sadece bir defa Murat. Bir defa olur bu. Yoksa her defa öyle olur. Her defa olursa da deyirsiniz. If I don't make a to-do list, my house is usually messy. Ya da sadece is messy. I saw if I push the button, the TV works. Perfect example. Bak bu misala. If I push the TV button, Elnur, can you please not draw on the board? Elnur, what's going on? Okay, if I don't have breakfast, I have headache. Perfect. If I usually go to bed late, I can't wake up early. Perfect. If I wake up early in the morning, I go to bed early. Perfect. So, başa düştünüz. I hope you understood it. Now, we're going to go through it again. No worries. Kim başa düşmedi, yine indi üzerinden geçirik. Gelin bir deri. Özümden danışacağım. If I wake up early in the morning, I feel great. I will, görürsünüz yoktu burada, will demiyorum. I feel great. If I don't have breakfast in the morning, I feel very hungry by 11 o'clock. If I skip my lunch, I get tired faster. If I don't make up a to-do list, my day goes wrong. If I go to bed early, I wake up early. Kimse yazdı bu misalı. If I play too much on my phone, I feel regretful. Telefonumda çok oynayanda sonra peşmançılık hissi geçiririm. If I play too much on my phone, I feel regretful. That's called almighty zero conditional. Cümlenin birinci hissesi de present simple'dı, ikinci hissesi de present simple'dı. Böyle de yadınıza saklayabilirsiniz. Her ikisi present simple'dı. Gelin bir balaca başka misallara bakalım. Give me examples from nature, guys. When the sun rises, what happens? Go. Let's go. When the sun rises, what happens? Opa, there we go. The day starts. Okay, number 2. When the winter comes, perfect. When the sun rises, the animals wake up. Perfect. When the winter comes, the weather gets cold. The weather getting colder lazım değil. When the winter comes, the weather gets cold. Sadece. Görürsünüz iki tarafı da present simple'dı. İki tarafı da present simple'dı, guys. When the winter comes, I am moody. Ya da I get moody. When the winter comes, hedgehogs and bears go to sleep. That is so cute. Yes, Murad, great example. Yes, every place is white. Okay, if you don't water plants, what happens? They die. Yes, Ülker. They die as S2124. Okay. If you scare the dog, what happens usually? Yeah, you can use it can. Ay sahul, can de diyebiliriz. It can bite you, it bites, it starts barking. Konkret bir itten söhbət getiriblər. If you scare my dog, it starts biting. It starts, what do you call it? Barking. Barking, hürmeyi demektir, bark. Dogs can bite. Yes. Is that clear, guys? Can you please plus if zero conditional is clear? It's about general issues, usual issues, nature, and stuff like that. Love your example, Murat. Love your example. Yes, all of those things can happen or does happen. Perfect. Okay, good. Let's go to the second part of our session. Next type of conditional. And that type of conditional speaks about situational or specific things. Situational or specific is what kind of conditional? One, first conditional. Zero'dan kurtardık, birinci conditional'dan danışıyoruz. Situational or specific issue, some specific cases. Let's do it together, guys. If you are late for your work, We don't speak general. Artıq general danışmırıq. Görürsünüz, burada misal verirəm. Baxıram, bəlkə burada özünüz, if you can do it yourself, you can, but if you can't, I'll give the first example myself. Let's see. If you're late for your work, bir gündən söhbət gedir. Ya da bu həftədən, konkret nədənsə, hansı ki, şey deyil də, bu ümumi deyil. Mən adətən işə gecikəndə də, işə geciksəm, falan şey olacaq. Bax, budur. İşə geciksəm, falan şey olacaq. Let's see. Ay, sağ ol. There you go. If you're late for your work, you might get fired. Burada modal feil istifadə olunub, good one. Khalil says if you'll get punishment. Ay, sağ ol, düzdür. Bax, ikinci hissəsi artıq future simple istifadə edir. The first one in first conditional is just like the zero conditional. It's the present simple. Yeah, if you miss, if you go, bəzi insanlar burada səhv edir, belə yazır. If you will be late, if you will be late to work. Hansı ki səhvdir, heç vaxt belə yazmayın. Never do this. Cross qoyuram. If you will be late to work demirlər. If you are late to work. Because the first part is always present simple. Yeah, good. Kamal, I think this is zero conditional. If I don't work on my English, yeah, okay. Or you can say, if I don't work on my English, I won't learn English. Belə desək daha yaxşı olar. Check out like this. It's a very good example. I won't learn English. It's a perfect example of zero first conditional. If I miss the bus, I'll be late. If I'm late to work, my boss will be angry at me. Perfect. Başa düşdünüz. Yes. Okay, if you make new friends, what will happen? Ve özünüzə fikirləşirsiniz də, yeni dostlar özümə tapsam. Yeni dostlar özümə tapsam, nə olacaq? Aha, if you make new friends, if I make new friends, they will be loyal to me. Yes. If I make new friends, I will have more fun on the weekends. I will hang out with more people. I will expand my network, my connections. I will, I don't know, enjoy my life more. Belə. Belə də ola bilər. If you don't find yourself new friends, you will be depressed. Can be. En çok istifadə olunan conditional məncə elə bu conditionaldır. Çünki adi şeylərdən daha az danışırıq, daha çox situativ danışırıq. We speak about situational things more. Bunu eləsəm bu olacaq, onu eləsəm o olacaq. It's more than just general things. Özümüzdən danışanda da belə boş-boş özümüzdən də, mən belə tez duranda nəsə bir pis olur amma belə danışanda daha az olur. Nəinki biz nəyinsə konkret məsələsini, indiki məsələni müzakirə edirik. Okay, if you don't call your mom today, what will happen? Ay, sağ ol. But will yaddan çıxır. My mom might worry about me ya da will worry about me. Düzdür, might da deyə bilərik. Maybe she won't 100% worry. Maybe she will, maybe she won't. Ona görə də might istifadə çox gözəl. Yes. And she will go crazy. Yes, she will be crazy. Yo, dəli olacaq, o mənada demək olmaz. We can't say she will be crazy. Or you can say she will go crazy. Dəli olacaq və o mənada ki, she will be very, very concerned. She will go crazy. She will be angry at me. Be yaddan çıxartmayın, guys. She will angry at me nə deməkdir? She will angry feil zatdır, will angry deyirsiniz. She will be angry at me. Okay? Ay sağ ol, she might be angry. Your mother will worry about you. Yes. Okay, perfect. Başa düşdü bunu. Sorry. That is our first conditional. That was the first conditional. First conditional'da bitirdik. Gözümüz açıldı. We know, or we rehearsed. Now we know better. We practiced. Cool. Böyle bir misal da var. If you don't listen to me, I will leave. Yeah. Never say if you will not listen to me. If you won't listen to me daily. If you don't listen to me, I will leave. Ya da if or when de demiyorlar. If or when you come tonight, we will watch a great movie. If you come tonight, we'll watch a great movie. Конечно, diyebilirsiniz. If you come tonight, we can watch a great movie. But if you're 100% sure that you're going to watch a great movie when they come, you can say, we will watch a great movie. Okay, I think we had good examples. Let's move on. So now we speak about something imaginary or hardly possible. And you know, there's a phrase in English, I don't know whether you know of it, this pig is not here by accident. There is this phrase that goes, yeah, sure. When pigs fly. Eşit misiniz bu ifadeni? Yeah, sure ifadenin hissesi değil. Sadece danışığın bir hissesidir. Aha, sen diyendi babele. Yeah, sure, when pigs fly. Has anyone heard of it? When the pigs fly, yes. It means that heç vaxt baş tutmayacaq ya da baş tutmağın ehtimalı çox aşağıdır. When the chances are too thin. Chances too thin. Şanslar çox aşağıdır. So that is about a second conditional. En qəribə condition növü second conditionaldır. Okay, but well, all our dreams, amazing things called dreams, are created with the help of this conditional. It's with the second conditional we dream. And let's dream together, guys. Let's go. If I were a millionaire, what would you do if you were a millionaire? Or billionaire, milyoner de olabilirsiniz, milyarder. What would you do? Keçi ağaca çıxanda. Ölme şeyim ölme. Ay sağ ol. Hardasa ona oxşar. Okay, exactly. If I were a millionaire, I would go to America and live there forever. Leila, good job. I would buy a mansion and fancy cars. I would do, Firuza, I would do charity. Bir charity xeyirxahlıq olmaq. Xeyirxahlıq etmək, do charity. I'll donate, I would, Murat, I would donate all my money to charity. I'd go to Mars. I would make an iron spider suit, okay? I would travel around the world. I would go to France. I would go to the US. Okay, if I could see my best friend, perfect examples, guys. If I could see my best friend right now, ona ne diyerdiniz? What would you tell them? I would hug her or do something. Okay, I would hug her. If I could see my best friend, I would go to the Disneyland. I would buy car and big high homes. Big houses, yeah. I would tell her that I love her. I would split it with my best friend. What would I do here? What did you do there? What are you doing here, Diardis? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, if there was no work today, what would you do if there was no work today? I'd go shopping. Okay, some people are in the office, I guess. I would go for a walk. I would sleep during the day. I would read book and I will sleep. I would sleep, would. Okay, if it were still summer. I would go to the beach. I would swim in the ocean and eat watermelons. I would go to picnic. Okay, guys, perfect examples. If it were still summer, I would go to Mykonos. I would go to the museum. Guys, struktur nədir? We usually say were. Burada görürsünüz ki was yazılıb. If there was no work today. Well, danışıq ingilis dilində was deyirlər. If I was, hətta şey mahnısı da var. If I was a man, if I was a boy. She sings if I was a boy. As far as I know, she sings if I was a man, if I was a man, if I was a boy. okuyor. So danışıq İngilis dilində was deyirlər, but it's grammatically correct to say were. If I were, if you were, we know that we don't say I were, we say I was. Ama conditionallarla, ikinci conditional'dan were deyilir, okay? If it were still summer, grammatically correct, it would be say, if we write, it would be right to say if there were no work today. Kind of like that. But if you speak to someone, if it's a conversational English, you can say was. Yani büyük bir səhv deyil də native speakerlarda belə danışır, was deyir. You can hear it. And that's our second conditional. Yox, if I was a millionaire səhv ifadə deyil, amma qrammatik olaraq demək lazımdır if I were a millionaire. Düzdür, was köməkçi feili aynen istifadə olunur. I was hungry misal üçün. I were hungry demək olmaz. Amma conditionallardan, məhz conditionallardan, ikinci conditionaldan biz deyirik were. What happened? Okay. So you can say if I were, you can say that I was, but it's only for the conversation. Eğer misal için esse falan yazırsa onda belə deyə bilmərsiniz. Onda be grammatically correct, okay? My computer got a bit stuck. Hold on a second. I'm resharing with you guys, just a second. My computer gets stuck a lot this recently, I don't know why. Meanwhile, how do you like today's weather, guys? Do you enjoy such weather? It's a little gloomy today. Do you like such weather, or you like when it's sunny and everything? Let me just close a couple of tabs, maybe for light now. Okay, good. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to give you a couple of more examples from myself, like from myself, the end that just examples. They have nothing to do with me personally, but go down. What's up? I don't know why this thing wouldn't go down. Oh, this program is letting me down, guys. Just a sec. Let me just reload this. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. Okay, this example. I guess it will open in a while. Okay, I know you don't see it as good as you were seeing it, but what can I do? This program is a little bit letting me down at this point. What is this? Okay, there we go. So if I were, second conditional is basically if I were a millionaire, I would travel all around the world. Gördüğünüz gibi if I were deyirik, if I was demirik. So grammatically correct would be to say if I were. And the second part is would. Burada ne müşahidə elədik? İkisi de geçmiş zamandadır. So if the first condition, if the zero conditional, both parts are present simple. First conditional, first part is present simple, second part is future simple. In this conditional, which is a dreaming conditional, ah bu olsaydı, belə olardı. Orada ise her ikisi past simple'dır. If I were a millionaire, просто burada were nəzərdə tuturuq, əgər belə be feili istifadə eləmək lazımdırsa, and I would travel all around the world. Ya da başqa misalı. Görürsünüz, burada was yoxdur artıq. Başqa feil istifadə olunur, was problemi artıq yoxdur, was, were yoxdur söhbəti. It says, if the school started later, I would go for a walk. Keçmiş zaman, keçmiş zamanı. Would da keçmiş zamanıdır da, will feilin keçmiş zamanıdır. So that's how you can remember. Both ends, both sentences, both parts of the sentence use past simple. Would, could burada ola bilərdi. Baxın, could da ola bilərdi. If the school started later, I could go for a walk. Would yerinə. And the last and the most difficult kind of conditional is the third conditional. And that one is about regret. So if I, gəlin bir yerdə cümlələri quraq, let's do it together. If I had read more books until now, nə olardı? I want to see how you can build the conditional. Let's see. Use the chat box. How would you use it? If I had read more books, peşmansız da indi. Ay, daha çox kitab oxusaydım. Aha. I need more examples. Letting me down. What is letting me down? Letting me down. Kimisə eləmək. Podvодить eləmək. Okay, I'm using the first example. You're doing the rest. Aishan actually did the correct. You can look at Aishan's example. I would have known more. Bakın. If I had read more books, I would have known more. Would have deyirlər. Bu conditional nəyə görə çətindir? Həm birinci hissəsi, həm ikinci hissəsi. Çoxlu köməkçi feillər var burada. Gəlin baxaq. If only I had known you were there, I would have definitely come. Mən bilsəydim ki, sən oradasan, mən 100% gələrdim. Bax belə. Birinci hissədə had known deyirik, had known, had gone, had imagined. If only you had told me. Had də keçmiş zaman, have də keçmiş zamana düşür. Feilin üçüncü forması da görürsünüz ki, burada new değil, known'du. Və cümlənin ikinci hissəsində would have, ya da could have, ya da, I don't know, could have ya da would have adətən olur. Bir dənə də misala baxaq. If you had been more polite with her, if you had been, olsaydın, olmaqdır. Been feili, be feilin üçüncü formasıdır. If you had been more polite with her, she would have not got offended, ya da gotten offended. Aydın indi. Birinci hissədə had been, had və feilin üçüncü forması istifadə olur. İkinci hissədə isə would have və feilin üçüncü forması. Okay, let's go back to examples. I want you to try. Let's try. Okay, build this one, please. If I had not fought with, burada adam adı ola bilər də, adamın adını yazmaya bilərsiniz. If I had not fought with, həmin o insanla dalaşmasaydım, nə olardı? Yaxşı olardı, bəlkə pis olardı, bəlkə də dalaşmağınız yaxşıdır. Nə olardı? Mən başlayayım, okay, I'll do the example. If I had, again, I would still do this. I would have lazımdı. I would have met her. I would have met her, him. I would have not probably met her. I would have made friends with her. Ay sahil, gözəl. If I had not fought with my childhood friend, we would have probably still kept in touch. Bakın, mənim misalıma. If I had not fought with my childhood friends, we would have probably still kept in touch. Would have yerindədir. Keep feili keçmiş zamandadır. Birinci hissədə də had yerindədir. Fight feili də üçüncü formadadır, keçmiş zamandadır. Aydındır? Ay sağ ol Nəzrin. Amma Nəzrin bir balaca səhv var Nəzrin. Səhvi özün tapa bilərsən. If I had not fought with Nigar, I would have not fail. Hansı formada olmalıdır? C yoksa no, so değil guys. Guys, fail'in 3 forması var. Guys, fail'in 3 forması var. C, so, that's seen, düzdür. Hər fail'in, hər qaydasız fail'in 3 forması var. Belə bir söhbətlərdə, hardcore söhbətdə, bu üçüncü conditional çətin söhbətdir. Burada heç vaxt ikinci conditional ola bilməz. İkinci fail'in ikinci forması ola bilməz. Yalnız üçüncü forma. Xüsusilə də have, köməkçi faili have olan hər hansı bir zamanda ikinci form ola bilməz. Yalnız üçüncü form. Biz bunların hamısını zaman marafonda keçirik. Əgər istəyirsiniz ki, zamanları sökəsiniz İngilizcə, bizim marafondan yazılın. Orada heç bir sualınız cavabsız qalmayacaq. But for you to know, have, misal üçün siz deyə bilmərsiniz. I have see, I have saw. Belə demək olmaz. Olmaz. I have seen deyə bilərik yalnız. Okay? I've seen. I've saw demək olmaz. If I had not met her, I would have probably, sadəcə not hissəci hər iki hissəyə əlavə olunur və belə. If I had not met with her, I would have probably not been friends with her. Belə bir şey. Yəni hər iki tərəfdən not əlavə edirsiniz. Necə ki əlavə edərdiniz. Same, it's same. You just add not and that's it. You can do the third one as well. Do you want to do the third one? Let's see examples. If I had kept my promise to myself, I would have been happy. Perfectly. Good examples coming. I would have received the driving license. Amazing. I could have understood her. Yes. I would have had lazım değil burada guys. İkinci hissədə I would have had değil. İkinci hissədə had değil. Fikir verin. Bir də baxırıq hamı. Bir də baxırıq Firuza, please. Pay attention. Had yalnız birinci hissədə verilir. If only I had kept my promise, I would have not regretted ya da I would have regretted it. Belə, yaxşı. İkinci hissədə had deyil. İkinci hissədə have'dir. Burada past perfectdir, burada present perfectdir. Belə, feillərlə aranız yaxşıdırsa, belə yada saxlaya bilərsiniz. Is this clear, guys? Is there anyone for whom this isn't clear? I would have changed my daily routine. Yes. I would have been. Okay, let's do a couple of fun stuff. A couple of fun things. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to certain people. I'm going to share those people with you. You see my screen right now, yeah? So this is Brian. He frequently eats 5 times a day and mostly junk food. Can you please use the first conditional to tell him what will happen if he doesn't stop? If what? Necə deyirik? If, use the first conditional. I want you to use the first conditional. If Brian what? Mən belə istəyirəm ki, belə bir şey yazasınız. Brian dayanmasa, ay sağ ol, Leyla, you got it. If he doesn't stop, he will become fat. Bax budur. This is the first conditional. Bunu eləməsə falan şey baş tutacaq. If he won't stop deyil, Murat. If he doesn't. Birinci conditionalda birinci hissə present simple'dır. If he doesn't stop eating a lot of junk food, he will end up fat. So this is not correct. Yes, Nilüfer, exactly. If he eats a lot, he will be fat, or he will get obesity. I don't know how to. If he continues, so he will be fat. So lazım değil burada. If he continues, he will get fat, ya da he will be fat, he will get fatter. If he doesn't stop eating, he's gonna get some health problems. Belə də olar. Bax, belə də olar, by the way. Will yerinə, you know that will equals going to, be going to. So deyə bilərsiniz, he's going to. If he doesn't stop, he's going to get fat. Belə də demək olar. He's gonna get obesity, yes. Okay, next example. This is Angela. She spends at least 5 hours a day on social media. I want you to use the zero conditional and tell me, don't look at this question. Sualı ignore eləyin. Sual bizə maraqlı deyil. How will affect her real social life? We're not interested. I want you to use this example and tell me what happens, use the zero conditional and tells me what happens when she spends 5 hours a day on social media. Once she's done, what happens usually? No. Usually, I need to know, I want you to tell me usually. Will'dan söhbət getmir. Will'dan getmir. What usually happens when she's done? 5 saat social mediada sərf elədi, keçdi o saatlar. Sonra nə olur adətən? Necə hiss edir özünü? Necə olur? Xoşbəxt olur, bədbəxt olur. She what, Leila? I want you to tell me in the sentence. If she doesn't stop, she has headaches or she gets headache. If she spends at least 5 hours on social media, she feels regretful. Feel your feels. She feels depressed. Perfect, as we all usually do. Hər birimiz kimi. If she stops this action, she will be tired. This is first conditional. If she stops. If she doesn't stop surfing on social media, she will feel exhausted. Bu birinci conditional. Biz hal-hazırda zero conditional deyirik. She will usually be distracted. This is also this first conditional. She would have felt tired. No. Sevda, no. Zero conditional. Bu baş tutsa, bu baş tutur. If she spends 5 hours on social media, she gets tired. Görürsünüz, gələcəkdən, keçmişdən, heç nədən söhbət getmir. İndiki zamandan söhbət gedir, hətta ki, çox generally. Present simple'dır da bu, guys. Bildiğiniz present simple'dır. If I get my sleep, I feel great. Hardadır burada would have zat? Yoxdur belə bir şey. If I get my sleep, I feel great. Usually, yes, usually. So belə deyə bilərik. If she spends at least 5 hours a day on social media, she feels regretful. Belə. You're welcome. Okay, now we're going to do, well, not this example. Hold on. Let's see this example. Okay, let's do the past. So we're going to do the third conditional. Üçüncü conditional eləyirik indi. Deməli, bu snooze button'a bastı və onu işdən qovdular. Okay, Amanda, she got fired. Necə deyə bilərdik? Snooze button'ı basmasaydı işdən qovulmazdı. Ya da belə deyək. Snooze button'ı basmasaydı hələ də işləyərdi. Bax belə. Snooze button'ı basmasaydı hələ də işi var idi. Hələ də işə gedərdi. Nə bilim, belə bir şey. Hələ də işləyərdi. I want you to use the third conditional. Üçüncü conditionallardan. Conditional'ı istifadə edirik. If she, necə olacaq? If she hadn't pressed Sahol, if she had not hit the snooze button, she would have worked. Exactly. If she hadn't pressed or hit, let's do hit, okay. Hit is righter than press. If she hadn't hit the snooze button, she would have still worked. Baxın, hamı çata fikir versin. If she hadn't hit the snooze button, snooze button'a basmasaydı, if she hadn't hit. Hit ona göre hitdi ki, çünkü hit qaydasız feildi, hər 3 zamanda hitdi. Hit. Hitted olmur, yani bu hit feili elədir ki, dəyişilmir. Okay. If she hadn't hit the snooze button, she would have still worked. Sizin yadınızda saxlayacağınız məsələlər had və feilin 3-cü formasıdır və would have, should have. Would have, should have yaddan, o biraz çətin şeydir, conditionaldır. Mən özüm hardasa bir 5-6 idi bunu normal istifadə edirəm. Ondan əvvəl də çaşırdım. Ona görə də it's totally understandable. Sadəcə you have to remember that The first part has to do with had done, had. If I had done this, I would have definitely worked in a great company right now. If I had known French, I would have traveled to France and maybe moved there. If I had met, I don't know, my hero, the hero, I mean, that's some author, a certain author of the book, I would have told him how I admire him. Bax belə. Yo, bu second conditional. If I had met him at the conference, I would have told him how I loved him. Konferans qutardı artıq. Mən də deyirəm ki, konferansda onu görsəydim, deyərdim ki, necə də gözəldir. Bəs have hardadır burada Nəzrin? If she hadn't hit the snooze button, she would have been yok. She would have been. Qaydırıq təzədən prezentasiya. Guys, if only I had known. Had. Köməkçi feili heç yerə getmir və gedəsi də deyil. Həmişə. Üçüncü conditionalda had feili olacaq. Belə ölsək də qalsaq da. It's always here. If only I had. Başqa cürə bu cümlə başlamır. If only you had told me. If only I had known. If only the class had started on time. Had. Həmişə. Always is here. İkinci ondan sonra gələn. Buna deyirlər əsas feil. Hərəkət feili. Bu hərəkət deyil. Görürsünüz bu boş sözdür. Haddir. Mənasız bir şeydir. Had burada məna daşımır. Sadəcə köməkçi feildir. Bax, əsas feil bax budur. Known. Bilmək. Bilsəydim. Mən bilsəydim, bax budur. Üçüncü formaya düşür bu. Third form. Deyirlər past participle deyirlər buna. Past participle. Past participle. Üçüncü form. Sonra tərpənirik. If only I had known. Üçüncü form past participle. You were there, I would have. Bax, bu da dəyişəsi deyil, dəyişməyəcəkdir. This is always here, always. This never goes away. Would have. Would yerdə should da ola bilərdi. Should have. Sorry, could have. If only I had known you were there, I would have definitely come. If only I had more money, if I had olardı. If I had. Burada olardı. Çünki have də əsas feildə have'dir, köməkçi feildə have'dir. Had more money, I could have definitely helped you. Okay? Yes, Günay. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Yes, if I had seen her in meeting, I would have been happy. Exactly. Guys, bu heç belə bir qram da düşünməyin ki, bu sizin ağlınıza bir başa girəcək. Mən bilirsiniz bunu necə öyrənmişəm? I would have, should have, could have, I would have, hətta would have deyildi əvvələ. I would have to. Çünki nəsə belə səslənir qulağıma. Başladım mən would have, could have. Bax, belə deməkdən öyrəndim. Ona görə düşünməyin ki, bunu ayda mən nəsə yadımda qalmadı, əşi getsin, lazım deyil heç mənə. Only by repeating it, you will get better in this. Okay. Is this clear, guys? First conditional, second, hansı conditional clear olmadı? Günay, you keep raising your hand. If you have something to say, please unmute your microphone and go ahead. You can ask your question. Mikrofonunuzu unmute edebilirsiniz. Mute eləməmişəm. O funksiyanı götürməmişəm. We don't have that many people in the session, so it's okay. You can unmute yourself. Please, we're listening to you. All right. Anyone else has any question? Günay has her hand up, but she's not speaking. Anyone else? Okay, we have a learning of the day. We have a learning of the day. Hold on, it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. I have a learning of the day for you. Bir balaca məsləhət var bugün sizə. Firuza bir sual soruşdu. Firuza asked the question, and this brought me to the class tip. So the class tip, guys, is unlearn what you have learned. what do I mean by this? Some of us have learned some things that don't work. Məktəbdən mi gəldi, universitetdən mi gəldi? Onları unlearn eləməyi bacarmalısınız. Unlearn eləmək nə deməkdir? Sizə ola bilər ki, deyiblər ki, nə bilim, BBC kanalına baxın ki, ingilis diliniz inkişaf olunsun, like a absurd idea. Ya da ki, deyiblər sizə ki, qrammatikadan, yalnız qrammatikanı öyrənməsəm, ümumiyyətlə dilə baxmadı, heç onun üzünə baxmır belə. Nəsə belə bir şeylər deyiblər sizə. Ya da, I don't know, you know some things or you have not the best pronunciation. Yeah, you have like a pronunciation that you're not happy with. It's not a flattering one. It's not a great one. So, in order for you to learn, you have to be able to unlearn. O nə deməkdir? O deməkdir ki, be able to research things. Misal üçün bizdə həm tələffüz marafonu var, həm zaman marafonu. Mən orada görürüm ki, insanlar hansı səhvlərlə gəlir. Like, it's crazy what people ask sometimes, or the way they speak is the way they learned. Və o learningin üstünə hətta çətindir yeni məlumatı qoymaq. Ona görə də try to approach things with a clear mind. Düşünün ki, yenidən ingilis dilini öyrənirsiniz. What would you do? What would you do if you wanted to learn the English from zero? You would probably listen to something interesting. You would probably, I don't know, read how to learn English nowadays. What is ESL? ESL demiştim də sizə bir neçə dəfə. ESL. If you just write ESL next to any kind of research, Google search. Google search'ün əvvəlində ESL yazın. It will give you all kinds of interesting language learning material. Ama language learning material'dan öğrenmeyi istəmirsiniz, sizə belə biraz boring gəlir də. Onda sadəcə search your Google on everything that you want. It can be travel, cooking, just do it in English. Hal-hazırda right now, I have downloaded this wonderful app. I'm going to show it to you. And you won't believe it, but I totally improved my English with it. Yani yaddan çıxartmıyor da, mən də native speaker deyiləm də, guys. Bax budur. This one. It's called Waking Up. It's called Waking Up. It's about not waking up in the morning. It's about spiritual wake up. It's about waking up in terms of becoming aware. Yeah. Bax belə başlayır waking up. Burada deməli bir şey var da, bir scholar, adı Sam Harris'ti. Oh my God, I'm gonna type him in the chat, his name. Sam Harris. He has the most sophisticated English language I could hear. Yani bu adamın İngilis dilisi dəhşətdir də, kosmosdur da. Yəni danışığı, cümlə quruluşu, idiomların istifadəsi. Amma bu advanced level'dır da. Yəni Sam Harris'in mən hərdən danışığını belə itirirəm də. Sometimes I can get lost. But it's a very high bar. Bax buradadır da, elə bir ki söhbət buradadır. Yavaş-yavaş ola bilər ki, dinləməkdən ora çata bilərsiniz, amma birbaşa deyirəm ki, Sam Harris'ı hərdən mən də başa düşmürəm. So it's okay. But I just wanted to give you an example of how I learned English, how I improved my English through something that is super interesting to me right now. Və belə şey gedin, kitablara, nə bilim, kurs kitabıdır falan, nə bilim, mən bir müəllimim olsun, oturaq ondan boring danışaq, lazım deyil onlara. It's unlearn those things, forget those things. Learn language with something that is spark, that is interesting, that is cool for you, and that's how you will, I promise you will improve. Və təbii ki, bizim marafonlara qatıla bilərsiniz. Marafonları mən A-dan Z-yə qədər özüm hazırlayıram. Yəni, syllabusunu, video çəkilişlərini, materiallarını, it's all mine. There's nothing. Bir şey də oradan buradan yoxdur da. Yəni, hamısını inspire olarkən, özüm kimlərdənsə belə deyim, inspiration alarkən hazırlamışam. It's fully, yox, IELTS-a hazırlaşmam bəs. But we have great IELTS teacher. You can write, you can text or write. If you want someone to help you with IELTS, we have an IELTS teacher, so they can help. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining the session. I'll see you on Friday. Go for it. Bye-bye.